all of you who are watching us, doesn't matter from where, if you have any questions from Shahzad, you can type in your questions before we will wrap up our live stream in the last 15 minutes. We will take all of your questions and comments and your opinions. So Shahzad, moving forward, as you mentioned that media is a plural. It's got many dimensions. लेकिन एक आम बंदे को जिस जो मीडिया के लिए ख्वाहिशमंद है या मीडिया में अपना करियर किक ऑफ करना चाहता है, उसको पता नहीं चलता कहाँ से स्टार्ट करे. But if you are in medicine, आपको पता है आपने हाउस जॉब करनी है, then you have certain things right in front of you. आप बिजनेस प्रोफेशनल हैं, आपने एक कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर ज्वाइन करना है, इंटर्नशिप स्टार्ट करनी है, देन यू नो हाउ यू कैन मूव फॉरवर्ड. लेकिन मीडिया में जितनी भी पर्सनालिटीज को आप सुने या देखें, तो कोई कहता है कि जी आई केम हियर बाय चांस, मैं किसी को मिला, किसी डायरेक्टर ने मुझे देखा, उसने मुझे कह दिया, किसी ने. So how does it happen usually?
It happens like magic, abracadabra. This really is a tough question, really, despite the simplicity with which you have put it forth. It is very difficult to answer, and I tell you why. Because when you say that, people often tell that it was sheer coincidence that they ended up, say, in front of the screen or behind the camera. You're speaking of performing arts. And when we speak of performing arts, there are so many different aspects to performing arts as well, right? There's theater, there is television, there is radio, there's film, right? So if we take each component, you will not have enough time in this discussion. Why? Because say we pick radio or television, then you're looking at from engineering to creative to administration to being on-screen talent to being a producer to being an editor to being a director to being the manager, the chief operating officer, what have you. Therefore, just like any other business, any other trade, any other profession, media itself is also a composite of so many dimensions. Now, so it is all right for someone to actually land into media by sheer coincidence, by having talent to perform. And that only applies to very often to actors. But it may not necessarily be true for directors or lightmen or sound engineers or script writers, for it is a discipline that requires training. You will have to undergo training. I mean, obviously, ideally, you need to go through acting school as well if you need to be a good actor. But we have seen in most cases in the subcontinent, specifically Pakistan, that majority of my friends and colleagues from the industry, as you know, I dabble into acting every now and then, are actually self-taught. But this is because there wasn't necessarily an institution that was teaching performing arts in Pakistan. The first Pakistani performing arts school came about in mid-2000s when the then President, General Pervez Musharraf, actually turned the Karachi Hindu Gymkhana, which was a trust property, and turned it into a performing arts school. So it became the first school in Pakistan. Therefore, majority of people that you see on screen, be it film or television, and now digital, are people who have come with a background of being self-taught and learning through experience by observing masters through films, be it films from India or films from the West or Europe. So now, other than that, every other discipline can be learned, but then it through apprenticeship. And of course, subcontinent, as you know, has a huge culture of apprenticeship. For example, how we see the car mechanics, how the apprentice will come and learn, and through active learning process without any academic side, actually ends up having his own workshop. But now with the advancement of television, and we've got about more than 105 television stations in Pakistan, leaving the state broadcaster aside. So you can imagine the size of the industry has grown, right? Hence the competition in terms of recruitment. Therefore, many schools have sprung up in Pakistan teaching television and broadcast as a subject, and offering, a bachelor's degree in this field. Yeah.